There is no
I've been hearing that
money.
for so
Okay,
many
that we're in it for
years.
the money.
From
Money
I was in
where?
prep school, I've been hearing that there's no money in
Show
teaching.
me
I
the
don't.
money. Let me go there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FiwiFewCents, the show where we talk about, how do I put it now? Life as a teacher, being a teacher, becoming a teacher,
Stresses of
as
teaching.
stresses of teaching. And here to talk about it with me today is Patricia Morris. Welcome to FiwiFewCents,
Thank you
Patricia.
for having me. Thank you for
Yes,
inviting me.
yes. All right, good. All is well?
So far, I'm
Okay.
enjoying myself.
Okay. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know the deal. This is FiwiFewCents. It's on YouTube. It will be on audio platforms at some point. So remember to like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about what's going on. You know the whole spiel already. So a quick introduction for Pat. I'm going to be calling you Pat from now
That's my name.
on. So she is a teacher by day and an actress by night. She is a graduate of the Edna Manley College for Visual and Performing Arts, and she is currently a teacher at the Immaculate Conception High School. That's it. That's
That's
Pat.
basically me in a
That's
nutshell.
yes. Yes. Okay, so as per tradition on the show, we have this little thing called This or That's.
This or
It's
that. All
where
right.
I give you two options.
Mm-hmm.
You pick one, and the other one is discard. You just pick one and that's it.
And that's all
Right?
right.
So we have two simple ones, and then we get into the more specific ones. So the first one is
Mm-hmm.
short or long hair.
Ah, I'd say short hair.
Short hair.
Yeah.
Me too. I had long hair once. Don't know why I did it. I feel like I just wanted to experience having long hair. It was like 2.5 years of just shoulder pain, and I'm just like, hey, you want to come here?
That is it. Getting somebody to comb you. That is the problem with the long hair now. Short hair, wash,
Oh
go.
yeah, yep.
We're good.
One wash, one good,
Go
and
and
everything. All
we're
right,
good.
all right. So town or country?
Ah, both have their benefits.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say country. I like
Country.
the slow pace of things. I
Mm-hmm.
like the quiet of it. I like the cool breeze. I'm in
Yes.
Liverpool more so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
The
like the coolness
the
of it
desert
and the
air.
simplicity of people. When I say simplicity, I'm not talking about them being like simple minded or anything like that, but just the way they're easygoing,
Mm-hmm.
friendly, caring.
Yeah.
So I'm a country girl at heart. So
I'm a country boy overall. It's not
not just
at
at
heart.
heart.
It's overall.
Press my line, big up
Um.
yourself.
oh, oh, Clarendon, I guess. Deep Clarendon and some parts of.
Manchester.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go now. So all girls or co-ed?
I rather co-ed.
Co-ed. Why?
Um, I like balance
Mm-hmm.
of things, and also girls are they're too emotional. they
I
and also with boys, because I've taught at both.
mm-hmm.
With boys, you and them have a little thing, and them go, Miss, man, I like how you deal with me yesterday. And I'm like, but oh, you did deal with me. I think say you deal with me. I mean, that's cool, no, miss. And you're good again,
Mm-hmm.
girls. I when them graduate, them have your. I don't like that teacher. Oh, she said something to me once, and
Yeah.
but co-ed, I like, as I stated, I like balance. So it's not just about emotions and things like that, but I like the balance of things, especially when, as a drama teacher, and you have plays that require both male and female, because we hardly have all female plays.
Mm-hmm.
So to find and you have girls who can manage the male roles, but it's nice. to
Okay.
have that, as I stated, the balance. And I
The
think they
balance.
can work with each other. And when they see boys, they're not so giddy
Mm.
headed. Like, oh my God, a boy.
Yeah. Like, oh, oh no.
I don't know what to do with myself.
All right. So like I said in the intro, teacher by day, actress by night. So
Hmm.
now pick one.
Teaching or
Which one?
acting?
Yeah.
I would say acting.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I love my students, but I get to be myself more. It's not. It has its structure, but it's not as restrictive as teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say teaching, I'm not talking about just being in a classroom but teaching. There's the administrative part to it, also the paperwork. I don't like paperwork, or else I would
Me
have
neither.
looked an
Yeah.
office job.
Yes.
But that's the part of it that gets to me the most. Not the interaction with my students, but that administrative part of it that gets to me. With theater, when you're finished with your script,
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it.
you're
That's
finished
it
with your script,
for
and if you get
anything
more
on
notes or
paper.
changes of anything, and it keeps, even though it's the same script over and over for a period of time, it's still interesting because a different
Mm-hmm.
audience that you're playing for. With your students, there's a different lesson plan.
It's,
It's just that you're planning the lesson and you think about that little one there. You say, Lord Jesus, she not gonna want to do this or this activity, and you have to too much
yeah.
work.
That is my problem with nearly every job that is out there. It's the paperwork
It's the
part of it.
paperwork part of it that
It's
gets to me.
it's yeah, I can't do it, man. Mm-mm.
You have to document everything.
Okay. So this last question going to
Yes.
be fun then. Would you rather stay at your current position for
Mm-hmm.
15 straight years
Mm-hmm.
or be a principal for 5 years?
I stay right where me is. Little bit more money, yes, but no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. All right, and this is the other. I'm a people person, and uh, what else? So I'm a people person. I like the. If I was going to be a principal, I think I would still have to have a couple classes that I would have to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, no, if me never like paperwork before,
Yeah,
again,
when it's majority paperwork, when it's pretty
and
much all
meetings and
paperwork, yeah.
all of this and
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah.
I like the freedom of being who I am, and some days I can just say, "Hi, going to my yard.
Yeah.
Come on, have a nice one. See you tomorrow or next week." But I have respect for principals though, cause mm, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of work.
it's like the comparison that I thought about was it's basically like a CEO
Mhm.
and then as a teacher you are one of the agents
Mhm.
and then as a principal you're the CEO. I
That
do.
is it. As you say, with the agent, you get to interact with persons on the
Mm-hmm.
outside, and it keeps it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
With the CEO, you're just interacting with the
Yeah.
persons,
The majority of your work
your
is in
workers,
this
and,
bracket.
and
Yeah.
and you hardly get to interact. Well, it depends. Like I said, there's some principals who state that they still want to have that interaction with teaching. They don't want to
Mm-hmm.
lose that, so they keep a class like a grade 7, which is probably easier to manage, or depending on what subject area they
They
were.
specialize in
Mm-hmm,
before becoming a
But
principal.
I was still with it.
Back in high school, my principal. Okay, so when we were coming up with the this or that, and when we were figuring out this last question, it was a debate about. We had a short conversation about teachers who go up the ranks to
Mm-hmm,
become and end up becoming a principal, not most of the time. Some of the time, they are very good at teaching,
mm-hmm.
and they're not so good at like administrative or
Right.
supervising work. But in order to improve, you have to go up
Go up
those steps. So you end up leaving behind the thing that you actually like
your
doing, or
passion.
that you're actually good at,
Mm-hmm.
and then because of the need to go up the ladder, you end up leaving
Which
behind
is
what it
true.
is that you wanted to do. But then it also came up that my principal, and you just mentioned it, my principal back in St. Catherine, he used to have math classes for admit students on specific days late in the evening. So there are the principals who still want to go and teach and thing. Yeah. So I mean, that's just there. But in the this or that though, you'd just be a principal. You'd teach.
Then no.
All right. Okay. So let's get into it now. So how did you go from? I don't know what was going on before college and then into the world of working, but how did Pat, get up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to become a teacher"?
All right. Very interesting. So I've always known that I had to do something in drama, something with theater, something with entertainment. I've been working as an entertainment coordinator in the hotel industry, all of that, and I wanted to improve myself, so to speak. Everybody said you need a degree in something, and I was like, all right, let's get a degree in something that you love, that you know that you're not gonna sit there and go like, ugh, I have to sit 4 years for this. So I was like, all right, why not do drama or performing arts? So I applied for Edna Manley, and I applied for the directing and acting courses to do my degree in that. However, when I went and I got accepted for that course, but when school started, I was called in and said, oh, we don't have enough students for that. So there is education, and don't think of it that, oh, you just have to teach, you can also act at night. And I was like, all right, something to do in the day and something to do in the night. Let's challenge myself. And I'm going to call name. I always call when the work and pressure leak me now. I say, Mr. Eugene Williams, sir, why me make you convince me to do this? Why? So I ended up doing the education courses, and I loved it. I do enjoy teaching. As I say, everything has its perks. Everything has its up and down. So I passed my courses, and here I am.
A teacher.
So they say.
An interesting fact about me / my family is that nearly everybody on my mother's side of the family, all her siblings and all her siblings' children, have been or are teachers. For years I've been thinking about it, and I've been like, oh, not me, not going to catch me. I'm the odd duck. It's not going to catch me. Not going to happen. Last year, 6 months. I spent 6 months of last year as a teacher. I mean, I'm no longer teaching because it's not for me.
And how was that? I wish everybody could have that experience.
It was interesting. It was interesting. Would not do it again if I have a choice in the matter. But no, I could not. I don't understand it. Children can be interesting little creatures.
Little sweethearts.
Sure.
I mean, interesting people.
Yeah, quite. So I mean, how I went into it. I mean, of course, I ran from it for years, right? So from I was at the but I didn't successfully run. One of my first official job was a GSAT tutor. I'm not doing a very good job running away from it. Listen, if you see me as a teacher, give me a job somewhere else, please. I'm probably dying there. No, it's a cry for help. So okay, yes, please. So as like from an outside perspective looking in, I don't know. I don't. The only thing I thought of was like I don't want to become a teacher. And then in prep school, I saw teaching. My mother would come home at least twice per year, like Teachers Day, and one other day with just this carload of gifts. So I was like, I need to go become a teacher. Then I went to high school and I met some teachers and was like, I don't want
But
to become a teacher. So and then going into it now
Mhm.
and then having that experience. I don't know. I feel like I had little to no expectations, but
Mhm.
what I was met with was far from what I would think of if I was to be
Boy.
a teacher. So like, what was what was the entry like for you? Did you go in with like high hopes, or did you go in with what was the
I was fortunate enough not to kid myself or to go into it with any, oh, I'm going to, in college, I tell you about, go out and be agents of change.
yes, yeah.
And you're going out, I'm going to be superwoman and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this. I was fortunate enough to, well, I did teaching practice. So
Hmm.
that was a culture shock. Right? So, and it was in a high school.
Hmm.
And it was a co-ed school also. So I was prepared to know that going out there, it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there to, I have to, get to know each and everybody and their individual needs. And it's a lot. And especially as a person who consider myself to be an empath, taking on all of that energy, and it's tiring.
Mm.
So when I officially started teaching at the country college, big up on myself,
Yeah, my cousin went
right?
there.
Manchester. Um, and I was given a fifth form class as my form
As
class.
the first class.
Majority boys, like 12 girls, and like
Oh, as the first
as a
class as a
first
teacher.
form
So they just
class.
throw you
Boom.
right up
Baptism
there.
by fire. So they just
Mm.
gave me that class. And I was like, oh my God. I thought they would have just, gently put me into a grade 7 class where they just them knew me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when the students know that you are new and they try to test you.
Yes.
So then you have to find your footing as to, okay, what am I going to bring to them? Can't make them walk over me. I'm not going
Hmm.
to go home every day and cry and say, Lord, what is this? But as I say, I'm the type of person who I consider myself. My students can come and talk to me about this. I was like, okay, so what you want out of high school? What are your expectations? When you leave here, what it is you want to do with your life? So for me, it's conversation,
Hmm.
conversation with my students, and I had luckily I encountered three sixth form students, so I had to teach for theater arts, and I loved having conversations with them because for me in high school that was what I remembered when my teachers had conversations with us and not treat us just like little pitney and we
Yeah.
don't know what we want and things like that. So I tried to take that approach. What it is that you want, what you want to accomplish. It worked for some. For some you really have to, you know, be firm with
Yeah.
them, but for the most part, let them feel as if and not let them feel they are individuals with their struggles and needs, and just how are you going to connect with them on that level. So for me, find the connection. Like now, my connection with most of my students, anime,
Nice.
right?
Yes.
So when you can talk about those things that they like, they go
Mm.
like, miss.
Miss.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
go like,
Some common ground. Yeah.
yeah. So listen to the type of music that they're listening to. That's a key thing
Hmm.
because the type of music that they listen to kind of influence them in a particular way. Try to find out their interests, what it is they're into every day. So that's basically it.
For the teachers back in high school who weren't like the bulldozers who would
Mm-hmm.
bark you down, or the ones who didn't like basically leave it to your own devices. Those are the teachers I remember and appreciate.
Same.
But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned about, your first day and how they test you, I tested a lot of teachers. It may not have been,
Confession.
it may not have been like an intentional thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that my personality is one such that where
Go
there
ahead.
is this need to interact and
Mm-hmm.
keep up gimmicks, and I don't know how or why that became the case, but so in prep school, I feel like I used to test teachers in prep school because my mother was a teacher
Mm-hmm.
and my sister, cousin, and them were my aunts and thing were teachers. So like, everybody was like really smart and thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I when on days when I felt like My brain was firing on all cylinders. I felt like I should try to be clever and all sorts of things. It never worked. But but I tried regardless in prep school, and then my prep school was small as well. So it was a very small space. So if you fail one time, you can't try again because now every teacher know, and your whole class is the same class that go from grade 1 to grade 6 with. Because like I said, it's a small group. It's the same class you go up all the way with. So everybody will remember. In high school now, it's much bigger, right? So I couldn't care less about the teachers at this point. Maybe like grade 7 to 9, I didn't business with none of my teachers. It was just talking to people. We're in the back of the class, sitting down chatting. But then when I get addressed by a teacher now, that is when, based on that address, that's how I curate my response. It seems like it's a cop out now, because if I was rude to teachers or anything like that, me saying my response was based on their initial thing seems like I'm not acknowledging me being rude, but I don't think I was rude. But a lot of teachers, yeah. But a lot of teachers had this very bulldozy, I don't care what you have to say or your feelings on the matter type of personality, and I still don't take to that type of personality at all. I'm a very, you hear me, I hear you. We come to an understanding. Some teachers don't. Some teachers not having that. They don't think they should rap with you and get and create they feel like I'm up here, you're down here. That's how it should be, all the time. I have a problem with that. I can't.
No, I apologize if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
which most of the times I am. I apologize.
Most?
Yeah, because we get it wrong all the time, but sometimes we don't know where to. We get it wrong, right? And my memory not what it used to be either. So I go in there and go da 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 da. No, miss, that's not what we're doing today. And I go, wrong class. All right.
It was just a test.
Yeah,
I was testing you guys, see if you're paying
just to see if
attention.
you were paying
Yeah,
attention.
good job. Congratulations. I'll buy you a mint or something.
But I always say to myself, I always take this approach. So, for example, even yesterday I had this conversation with them. Going, they're making a lot of noise. Ladies, could you please quiet down? Ladies, quiet down. Ladies, could you please quiet? Oh no, sit down! And that time that you see everybody scatter, then you hear. That's why you have to be behaving like that. So why do you allow people to talk to you like that? Why the only time you respond is when somebody raise their voice or whatever? I said, I always do the right thing. My majority of the time, I do the right thing first. Now, if they're tearing down the place, you have to go to the what you know you're going to get the response from first. But I try my best to do the right thing first. Ladies, you are ladies, and I want you to behave as such. So therefore, I address you as such. But when you're going to now disregard what I am trying to say, and after I shout and they got, I said, why do you allow people to talk to you like that? Why? Because you accept that. If I say ladies, you okay, it's not me she talk to.
Yeah.
Wow. So I say I apologize to my students. There's sometimes they're in the class and you're teaching and there's this one person who say, look, can you stop the talking? And I say, oh, I feel class. What is the problem? Miss, oh no, no. I say, adjust yourself. Adjust yourself. And let's have the conversation. Or we'll have the conversation after class. So, and I'll let everybody know what is the problem. And it's a different response now because for them it's a show, and I have to show my friends that it's me at the bad one. And when you have them on the way now, it's a totally different child. What is the problem?
Yeah.
Why are you behaving like that? Did I do something? No, miss. Okay, so why? And we have a conversation. Now we move on. Am I going to get this behavior from you again? No, miss. Next time we get this behavior, we know what's going to happen, right? Always give you a chance. Now, the next time when you do it, you're going to go, Kmanii, remember our conversation? Come on, collect your paper. One order, Mark. Moving right along. So we have a verbal agreement because I asked if you're going to do it again. And you promised me that you weren't going to do it. And I said, if you do it again, this is what is going to happen. So I have to carry through with that, right?
when as a student,
Mm-hmm.
when I was addressed in a group, I feel like no, not I feel like there was a different response to if I was addressed
Like
individually.
how?
Like if I see a teacher along the hallway and they stopped and said, Kmanii, in class today you were doing this, and I'm like, yes sir, yes miss. Oh, okay, all right. I mean, I might, if depending on the mood, it's
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. But then in class, okay,
Because your friend
and
them
now
watching now and I say,
it's
where
a
you going
whole
to? She step to
whole other
you,
thing.
him
Yeah,
step to you. What
yeah.
you gonna do defend it?
So I got in grade 9,
Mm-hmm.
I got suspended because that was my one and only suspension.
Kmanii,
My
how could you?
wasn't for fighting, it wasn't for profanities, it wasn't for destruction of
Insolent.
property. It was simply because I felt disrespected by a teacher in the middle of the class
Mm-hmm.
and I was compelled to answer
Mm.
the teacher. Lady.
That was mad.
Nice lady. I don't know if I should call I don't know if I should I won't call names. But those who know, those who were in my grade 9 class know. I was at the back talking. And at this point, like the deep voice kick in,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and then
mm-hmm,
the benches, the chairs at St. Kevin High are joint, and it's
mm-hmm.
metal, right? So, um, deep voice just kick in, so I have no idea that I am rumbling the
Mm.
chair or anything like that. So I'm at the back, I'm talking, and there's this young lady a couple seats ahead of me. She turned around and not so subtly said, "Come on, be quiet."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how you know I'm around here talking? What you doing? So she's saying the chair is vibrating. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, fine. So I continue talking, of course, because
Usual.
she can't tell me to lie. Who is you? So I continue talking around there, going on a bag of things. But I also had gum. You're not supposed to do it. You can't eat gum on campus.
Lord.
Yeah. So so I had gum and I was chatting at the back of the class. Lo and behold, the teacher says, Kmanii, could you please stop the talking and spit out the gum? I was like, okay, miss, no problem. But I'm still chewing the gum. Because, it's like, okay, miss, no problem. Carry on with what I'm doing. Still chewing the gum, still chewing the gum, still chewing the gum.
Mm.
And then she says something followed. I don't remember what she said 1st,
Mm-hmm.
but it was followed by, you look hungry round there, a cha cha the gum, so go spit it out. So my response was, what was my response?
Try to
I
remember the
took it
come out
out.
here.
I remember. I don't remember word for it. I remember taking the gum out
Mm-hmm.
and offering her a piece. Um, alluding that she is much hungry as I am looking. Yeah, something like that. She didn't like that. She said something about go give it to your parents or something like that. And then now you brought my parents into it. I'm not having that. So I gave another response. That one got a in the class and it got me a suspension. Can't say what it was though, because I'm not admitting to anything. But
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 she did. She said, Kmanii, could you please?
mhm.
So
She did.
you said the
She did.
first thing.
She did.
And then
I
you did
can't.
something
She did.
after that, right?
Yeah. I didn't do anything.
Not
I just didn't
respond
respond
to.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
So she said take it to. I didn't take it to same time. She could have given me 5 more minutes. I
No,
was
Kmanii
getting
give
there.
bubble gum. I will know bubble gum no last long enough.
So yeah. So that was my worst. Was it? Yes, it was. That was my worst moment
Mm.
with a teacher. As I said, it was my only suspension. I never got another suspension. I got demerits maybe
Mm-hmm.
for like being late for class or stuff like that, but suspension is the most
Yeah.
punishment I've ever gotten for an interaction with a teacher. It's the only suspension and it was for an interaction with a teacher. So
My students test my gangster all the time. Yeah, man. They do. And then, I say, listen, you don't want none of this. 'Cause I always say to them, you're going to behave like the students you are. I'm going to treat you like the woman you're trying to be. And women don't run home and say things
mhm,
to their parents now, do they?
yeah.
So I always try my best, try my best to be on the right side. You see, just like how you teach us say please and
Mm-hmm.
that. Because I tell please, thank you. Where I treat them the way how I would want to be treated. I was treated badly in high school. I wouldn't say that I was a goody two shoe either. But school for me was an escape, so therefore it was a total different thing from what I loved being at school.
Mm-hmm. That was sixth form for me.
Not necessarily for the education
Yeah,
aspect of it, but
just to not be
interaction
somewhere else.
with yeah, to be somewhere else, interaction with peers, interaction with teachers, and the teachers that I remember, the ones who made the effort, who made the impact, so to speak. So
Mm-hmm.
my grade 7 teacher, my very first form teacher, she was also my language and lit and history teacher. So I remember her. We're on Facebook, we talk. I remember my basic school teacher. Very a lady who was passing the house and heard this loud mouth and was like, she needs to go to school.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take her to school. How old is she? 2? She can't stay here. She needs to go to school. I'm still in interaction with her.
Mm.
Teachers who, when they saw that, I was probably slipping, came and said, what is happening? And you explain the situation. So I try to be that with my students,
Mm-hmm.
because someone was that for
For
me.
me, yeah.
So I try to be that. What is happening? Not that I'm fast into the business or so, but if you realize that this child was always bubbly and always participating and something
Something changed.
changed. Sometimes it changes the puberty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I come home and no nobody
Science.
can talk to me anymore. But sometimes there's something deeper happening,
Mm-hmm.
and they just need somebody to listen. There's no adult at home that is listening to what they want to say. And I try to, like, we look at building trust with each other, but I said to them, if it's a sensitive matter, I have to report it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that I'm breaking your trust, but I have to report it, because if something happens to you and police find out, say, me didn't know,
You did know, yeah.
may I go to prison, and I don't want to. But I try to be the listening ear.
Okay. We appreciate those teachers.
Yes, we do.
We definitely
Thank you
appreciate those
very
teachers.
much.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been surrounded by teachers my whole life. I don't. I need to run away.
I know the feeling for me was nurses though.
Oh.
It was nurses. My mom's a nurse. My aunts are nurses or nurse aide. Everybody something with hospital or something. I'm like,
No, yeah. Yeah. And you managed to get away, so there is hope. There's a chance. Okay, so do you know of anything that outsiders would think teachers do say get away with? Just something in the teaching space that outsiders, much like how when I was small, I thought teachers brought home a bag of presents all the time. That was. So can you think of some of the things that people?
The first thing, that we're in it for the money. There is no money. There is no.
I've been
money.
hearing that for so many
that
years.
we're in it for the money.
From
Money
I was in
where?
prep school, I've been hearing that there's no money in teaching.
Show me the money. Let me go there. So as I stated, yes, initially, my lecturer do education and things like that.
Mhm.
Over the years, I've developed this love for, as I stated, interaction, because that's the type of person I am, and I love to see when my students discover something that they did. Today, standard English student, and she spoke patois for a piece, and she was like, Miss, I can't do this. Why? Why do I have to do Jamaican dialect? Why? And I was like, challenge yourself.
Mhm.
And today she did it, and she was clear. Now, she never get everything perfect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But she was clear
that's a
when she was
given.
finished, and everybody was like, yes! And I'm like, challenge yourself.
There it was, yeah.
I like when they make discoveries and things like that. That's my highlight. And when they get it, and I always say, try. That's all I want. If you try it and it doesn't work out, then
Yeah, but you've
I
tried,
want
yeah.
to try. Don't tell, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. And you just sit there and sulk and say you can't do it. Try, and then we'll figure out if you really can't do it.
Mhm.
Let's try this. So that's the part of it that I love. As I said, I don't like the bad bag of paperwork. But for the most part, I enjoy my job, and people just say that, oh, teachers lazy. That's the other part of it.
Hmm.
We're lazy.
I don't understand how
How
that
teach,
would come up.
especially during the pandemic when we had to be online and things like that. So we can have power cut. Like, oh,
Like,
they
oh
can
yeah.
explain that, oh, we can't come to class because we have power cut.
Mm-hmm.
But if the teacher has a power cut, oh, lie, I'm a Miss Paul Road. And they all can. It's just the constant attack
Mm-hmm.
on teachers. It's like if we do the thing, we're being punished.
Mm-hmm.
If we say, okay, we go, it's a recent stabbing in schools.
Yeah.
If we when we stated that we wanted to search students, no, not at my school, but I mean when teachers decided that they wanted to, oh no, prison, oh no, search for pity. Now that this thing is happening, oh, everybody's like, oh, they have to search them, blah blah blah, blah, and the school is failing our students.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were with you for 2 years.
For
I would just get them back,
yeah.
and the school is failing. But school, family, society, all of them have to work together for the holistic development of the student.
Okay. As it relates to like just like a quick side note,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the searching of students, is it like a thing that wasn't allowed up till a point? Because when I was in high school, there were spot checks on, like they wouldn't tell you which day.
No.
Just certain days you
Mm-hmm.
would see this line at the gate when you walk through the big gate and you're going through the
Mm-hmm.
small gate. There's a line, and there are teachers or like head students checking the
Checking.
bags for weapons and things like that.
When you go into high school too, there were spot checks. The spot checks, I don't think necessarily were for weapons,
Mm.
but for things
Oh
that,
well, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Weapons or like the vending.
yeah, the sweetie man, never that,
Yeah,
the ticky.
the moo, the brinky, the duplex,
So
banana chips came in as well.
yeah.
One guy bringing swizzle. I don't know how the man is doing it. 2 boxes of juice in him bag and they are cold. This man bag don't have one book, not one book. Because we used to put shoe boxes in our bag so it would
Mm-hmm.
shape it so the bag don't droop,
Mm-hmm.
and you would just put the shoe box
Shoebox
in
in
there,
there, and
stuff
then
it with some newspaper, 2 boxes of
box of
juice, and him walking around. Yeah, you want to buy the
So
sizzle.
that those are for my school. It was like the cell phones
Mhm.
and sweetie, cause trust me, they said
Yeah,
sweetie too.
sweet lemons.
Yeah, so we weren't searching for weapons and things like that. And you just make sure that you're neat and the pants them no
No
pecking
techie
and the
for the
skirt
girl them
them
the skirt there,
over. So those
wherever inch below your knee.
were the things that,
Mhm.
we used to do. But in recent and the thing is so many of these incidents since we gone back to school.
Yeah, it's I don't
So
know. It's just that readjustment period to seeing people again and being
we don't know how to
agitated with people.
interact with them
Yeah,
now,
we've
and
lost
that's what
we
I'm
lost the
trying
skill.
to do with my how to
Yeah.
speak to persons in authority
Mm-hmm.
and how to speak to your peers. So it's just that interaction. They don't understand, or they need to
Relearn, yeah.
relearn.
There should have been some form of like a little easing grace period type things. I don't really know though.
We
Hopefully,
try.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure there was an effort, but with parents saying one thing, government saying one
And who
thing,
you gonna listen to when you have
COVID
the
saying another
child?
thing.
When you have a child and it's your parent, and then you come to school and your school is saying one thing,
Yeah,
and then as you say, society is saying another thing. They're going to
too
become
many. Yeah, too many, too many,
confused
too many voices out there.
as to what it is.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So, I mean, any final thoughts as a teacher, as a
uh,
current
as a
teacher?
current teacher,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't love it and if you don't strong, don't do it.
I can't agree with that more. I cannot agree with that more. That whole love it bit, and if you don't strong, listen, I think I'm a strong guy. I think I'm a strong guy, but children stress you out beyond any reasonable. Children are just so left field from anything I used to. Believe me, yeah, I I agree with 100%. Now listen, yeah, you either need to love it or you need to be really strong, or both. If you're both, you're good. You're
Good.
fine. One or the other needs to be at a certain level, and you'll be fine. That's it. Anything
That's
else?
it. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, from Pat, a current teacher from Kmanii, pass
Pass through teacher.
a pass-through teacher from a family of teachers. This has been Few Cents. We've, told you a little bit more, some
Yeah.
insights on the life of a teacher, becoming and being a teacher, and the whole thing. I enjoyed it. Thank
I
you.
enjoyed myself too, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good to sit down with a I mean, I might send my teachers from my school that one email. Just for say, big up yourself.
So,
Thanks.
do.
Maternal,
Please do.
maternal, nice. Thank you. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I've been your host, Kmanii. This has been our guest, Pat, and we will see you next Wednesday right here on Few Cents. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you. Bye.